You all a little information about being triggered on different things here. What does it mean when someone has triggers? In counseling, we use the word trigger to refer to the intense emotional distress you may feel suddenly when you're faced with something that reminds you of a past traumatic experience. A trigger can cause you to react as if the trauma were happening again, and it says you might hear a fire engine siren and feel immediate fear. But this is so true in me and in my experience, I'm sorry, of what I just experienced because hearing that Annie had passed, it triggered me to that intense emotional distress and made me suddenly feel that feeling I had as a little girl, that past traumatic experience, like, oh gosh, what am I gonna do? What's going on? What being triggered really means, triggers are anything that may cause a person to recall a traumatic experience they've had, so that was exactly what I had, was that experience of going back to that little girl. What does being triggered feel like? Sudden fear, panic, anger, or sadness, feelings of being overwhelmed, out of control, abandoned, or helpless, flashbacks, which can involve reliving a memory, reliving emotions, and reliving physical sensations, physical symptoms such as racing heart, rapid breathing, or shaking. When I tell you I was so sad, I was just I was overwhelmed. I know I just felt like, at that time I was being abandoned, I was helpless. So it just took me through all of those things. And hearing that Annie had passed, it was just horrible. And I'm still going through it. That's why I wanted to reach out and ask someone, have you guys ever, been triggered from a childhood or any emotional trauma that you've experienced in life when something happened and it just took you back to that place in time? What happens when trauma is triggered? When people encounter trauma triggers, they can experience significant